How intimidating is it to back a 45-foot motorhome and stop it right when the fuel fill door aligns perfectly with the pump? What about parallel parking that rig? Yes, parallel park along motorhome. And what about merging with big trucks on the freeway? Hey folks, I'd like to veer slightly away from a technical topic this month to share with you what 42 motorhome owners enjoyed at the 93rd FMCA Family Reunion back in March at the convention in Perry, Georgia. The first ever behind-the-wheel, hands-on driving school offered by the FMCA Academy, a 3-day event held on the convention grounds prior to the start of the family reunion. The brainchild of Charlie Adcock and conducted successfully by the detailed work of the RV Safety and Education Foundation, RVSEF provided 8 professional driving instructors in order to accommodate all who signed up for this inaugural event. After an initial classroom session presented to the whole group by RVSEF's Executive Director Walter Cannon, each student was assigned a time to arrive for the behind-the-wheel instruction. 2 other informational classes were conducted simultaneously while drivers waited for the time slot for staging their coach. Over the next 2 days, each student performed a walk-around inspection of the coach with the instructor before getting behind the wheel. Each trainer also discussed and demonstrated cockpit blind spots, mirror and seat adjustments, and other preliminary steps to safe driving. While the first 4 coaches dodged traffic cones in the parking lot, which was set up to simulate campsite backing, parallel parking, among other detailed maneuvers, 4 other motorhomes were strategically staged, ready and waiting. Each student enjoyed at least 3 hours of intense one-on-one behind-the-wheel training, 1.5 hours of comprehensive parking lot maneuvers, turning, backing, parking, spatial alignments, and much more, followed by a dedicated session learning how to perform the 3 important air brake tests, and then another intense 1.5 hours on the busy roads around Perry. Every instructor took as much time as necessary for each student to master every maneuver before moving on to the next phase, sometimes having the student venture outside the RV to discuss a certain movement or miscue. Practice makes perfect, right? Once all lot maneuvers were completed successfully, the parking lot instructors handed each student off to the 4 on-the-road instructors for the next phase of the training. While that group was on the road, the next 4 coaches were moved into position to begin their parking lot sessions. Besides maneuvering in parking lots, students drove on narrow 2-lane country roads, on busy downtown city streets, and on the freeway, merging right in line with all the big rigs heading to Atlanta. To minimize distractions, only the student driver and 1 instructor were allowed on board the motorhome during each phase of the training. RVSEF chose a specific route based on varying degrees of difficulty to give students experience on different types of road surfaces and different terrains. And so it went until all students completed each phase of the instruction. Here's what a few of the attendees had to say about the hands-on driving school.
Hi, I'm Diane Parks. I've been an FMCA member for about 3 years, and I took the driving class. I drove yesterday, and I signed up for the class because we went from a gas to a diesel in the last year, and I was just terrified to drive it.
I'm Leslie Martin from Bryan College Station, Texas, and I'm a new attendee for the FMCA rally and have had a blast so far. I just took the driving safety class for RV driving safety, and it was awesome. I'm so glad I took it because I wanted to be able to fill in when my husband needs me to fill in. He's the primary driver still and always will be. But I felt like that I needed to gain some confidence in maneuvering and helping him in driving the RV so that when those times come around that I'll be available and feel confident about what I'm doing.
I'm Evelyn Crabtree, and I'm from Pulaski, Virginia. I'm an FFCA member for 9 years. I took the class because my husband's always the driver, and I felt like in case of an emergency, I needed to know how to drive.
I am Judy Matthews from Stanton, Virginia. I've been an FMCA member for 4 years. I think part of it was a lack of my feeling comfortable with it, and probably a lack of my husband feel comfortable with me.
My name is Mary Gauthier. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I've been a member about 7 years, but this is our very first reunion, FMCA reunion. And so I took the driving course. That was one reason for coming to this reunion, just to get acquainted with my rig.
It was wonderful. I had 2 instructors that were fantastic. They were very patient. They knew as a first timer. They put me at ease immediately, put me behind the wheel and had me driving, even parallel parking.
Oh, this was absolutely a valuable class. I really gained so much confidence, and talking about my husband's confidence, he gained confidence too. So he was like, okay, it's only metal, you'll be okay. And when we came back, it was like, you did a great job. So it was very worth it.
It was a great course for anyone, whether you're confident or not. I really feel like that even if you've been a long-time driver, that this would be valuable for you also, and help you to understand and increase your skills. If you feel like you already know what's going on when you're driving an RV, the part of being able to learn your skills, the beginning, the very part in the parking lot, was a part that I think really helped build my confidence before we ever got on the road, because it showed me how an RV moves, and it also showed me what my spatial limitations are that you don't understand until you're a driver.
I think that everybody should be required to take the class, including those who drive, because some of them who are on the road who say they can drive, some of them need a little experience too.
Absolutely worth the investment. We had taken a mini course previously to just try and compare the value of this class we signed up for to what another competitor was offering. And it was good information, but not nearly the exposure this gave you. To drive your own rig with someone who was a trained professional was invaluable. So I highly recommend it.
Because it's worth the investment, because if you didn't do it, I would never get behind the wheel on an interstate. I think trucks going past me when my husband's driving scares me to death. I didn't think I could ever do it. Getting out on the interstate with the coach and an educator beside me was just invaluable. Now I said, oh my gosh, a truck went by me and I didn't even know it. So it was well worth that.
It's a really important program. I think it was well worth the money we paid. I would do it, and my husband's going to do it the next time they offer, which might not be until next year, because they have to have the proper place.
But extremely important for both people in the rig to know how to drive.
I parallel parked my 39-foot motorhome on the right side and the left side and got it within 6 inches of the curb.
I parallel parked a 40-foot motorhome. Not only did I park it to the left, I parallel parked it to the right.
I parallel parked perfectly that 39-foot diesel pusher.
I parallel parked my 40-foot motorhome. Big accomplishment.
Well, you just heard from quite a few of the attendees of the driving school, and I'm happy to say I'm here with 2 of my personal trainees that I took out on the road. And the only thing I can say about these ladies is that I'd be comfortable driving with them. The only way they could have improved their driving is if we'd have stopped and they'd have bought lunch. If you feel you'd like to enroll in the next FMCA hands-on driving school, contact FMCA at 1-800-543-3622 and get your name on the list. Enrollment is strictly limited because of the scope of such an undertaking. Keep in mind the driving school cannot be offered at every family reunion because of the amount of dedicated space required. But don't miss out on this comprehensive, confidence-building driver training program. It's perfect for the secondary driver or even as a refresher course for the primary driver. So there you have it, folks. Every student came away with far more confidence in their ability to safely drive a long motor coach. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Motorhome House Calls.